Now, what I've found over the years is that there are plenty of traders that have a hard time following or understanding market structure. And for one, they have a hard time being able to trade when the market is trending. Some people say, oh, I have a hard time trading when the market is ranging. Others have a hard time when it's trending, especially when we're making new highs, okay? Historically new highs, all right, to where there's nothing to the left-hand side of the chart that you can trade against pretty much, some historical level or zone. Like what's going on and been going on the last few days with especially in the indices with the market just breaking higher, making higher highs and higher lows. And all we have is just new formation of new price levels created. Now, what I want to show you today is when the market is trending, I've talked about this before, supply and demand, if you trade it, works best when the market is trending, meaning that you want to trade it when the market is pulling back to key zones of high probability, aggressive buying, all right, for moving to the upside, and then look for high probability zones when the market is moving to the downside. So what I want to show you today is just taking a simple diagram, and we'll look at the candles chart real quick as well. But for all those that are having a hard time figuring out, are we in a bullish trend? Are we in a bearish trend to the downside? Just having a hard time seeing structure. And then, whether the market is ranging or if we're in a trend in itself. Again, if you're interested in trading supply and demand, then you want to make sure that we're trending in one or the other direction, to the upside or to the downside. If we're pushing higher, then we're looking for aggressive areas where buying took place at a demand zone. If we're moving to the downside and we're strong to the bearish, where the market is making lower lows and lower highs, we want to look for aggressive areas of selling within the market. So all I've done here is just a simple, diagram here to show you. If you take here and look to the left hand side of your chart, what do you see? The market just moving and making lower lows and lower highs, right? But the key to determine at what point or where there's a shift in the market from where we were moving lower to now we're possibly making or breaking structure to the upside and start to possibly trend to the upside is following and determining or depicting the structure of the market. What do you see taking place here as the market is moving lower? We have low, lower high, low, lower high, and lower low. And out of each one of these moves to the downside, what do you see? You see aggressive, which would be aggressive selling, aggressive selling. So let's say, for example, this right here. Let me get this. That's a break of structure. And if you don't know what a break of structure is to the downside, it's just where the market has made a low, pulled back, made a lower high, and broke to the downside, taking out the previous low. Okay? Creating a new low. So we broke structure. Okay? Makes a new low. Lower high, lower low. Broke structure here. Okay? Now, when the market made this low here, it pulled back. And what did it do? It took out this high right here, this lower high right here. Okay? Now, at that point, we don't know for sure if the market is going to push higher, being it took out this lower high, okay, to the upside, or is this just going to be a deep retracement into the market breaks lower? Well, it breaks this lower high to the upside, but at that moment, I'm not interested in just looking for long opportunities. I'm going to say that, okay? When the market pushed lower, it turned back around and pushed lower and broke structure right here. Again, we just took out a new low, okay? So even though it retraced deep, it still broke lower and made a new low, taking out this low here, so we got a break of structure. Now, pay close attention to what takes place here. Now, you just saw where the market pulled back right here and took out this lower high to the upside and then folded to the downside. But you got to ask yourself this question. What happens if we turn back around, okay, all right, and break back above this high right here, okay? Now, this is where it really gets interesting to me, because if we take out this high, which was a high that ran this lower high here, even though we got the structure break to the downside, but we turn back around and take out this high here, all right, this high right here, then I'm going to be very interested, because this could be the possibility of where the market shifts, okay? There's where there's a reversal that starts to take place. So the market made a low here. It pushes up, okay? Once it breaks, it takes out this high right here, then I'm going to be interested to possibly, well, I'm definitely so looking at the market and start to understand or start to depict, is it going to push higher? Well, at this moment where it breaks, or this point where it breaks this high right here, all right, that's where my mind starts to shift and starts to look for possible opportunities to go long, okay? Because you have to understand what took place right here, all right? They were setting up for something. They pushed up, they made a low, retraced deeper to break this high right here, just to run a new low, okay, and break structure right here. But you have to understand how the market moves, how the banks, institutions, or the market makers move to understand what it is that they are setting up to do. Okay, it's like playing a game of cards, and you understanding that there's some type of steps that are taking place, or some type of process, or some type of game that's unfolding on the back end to basically take advantage of what's going on overall to basically cancel everybody out. Okay, so the market runs lower here, but then when it broke it back above here, because I paid attention to what took place here, and it broke and took out this high here, all right, I'm interested because right here, it didn't make a lower high here, okay? It actually broke up and made a slightly higher high above this prior high right here, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? And then it breaks down to the downside, but then it turns back around and takes out this high right here that broke above this high. So there's a trend reversal starting to happen is what I'm trying to say. So the market pushes up, makes a high. At this point, again, I'm looking for opportunities to go long. Makes a higher low to break structure right here to do what? To make a new high. Okay, now we're in the formation of the market making higher highs and higher lows. Makes a new high, it makes a higher low, a new high at this point, or break structure. So you have to ask yourself, what opportunities am I looking to take for the market to pull back to key zones? Okay, so for example, right here, I just showed you right there where there was a reversal starting to happen in the market, right? Back to the upside. After there was a formation or creation of breaker structures to the downside right here. Now look, each time where the market, we're going back over to the left-hand side of the chart where the market was making lower lows and lower highs, and we were moving down in a trend to the downside. So if the market is making lower lows and lower highs and breaking structure each time, then what is this classified? Right here, this area, say for right here. Would this be supply? Yes, because we broke structure, aggressive selling to the downside, pulling back to a key area where there's aggressive selling at, all right, supply zone. I'm interested if we get rejection here on my lower time frame. The zones, follow me when I'm saying this, because what I'm saying is that I'm marking zones off of a higher time frame. That's why I have the 60 range pulled up here, and I'm showing you this as if these were zones off of my higher time frame or higher base chart, 60 range chart. Pull back to key area supply, get the rejection on the lower time frame, talk about the strategy, and what I look for step by step once we tap into or move into or trace back into the higher time frame or higher base chart zone, then I move down and scale down to my lower time frame chart to look for that magical step-by-step process where I'm looking for a certain setup with confirmation and rejection to take place. If you are trying to grasp and understanding what I'm talking about when I say the step-by-step process, please spend some time watching the videos, because I talk about the strategy that I trade each and every day surrounding supply and demand. I talk about it in various and numerous amounts of videos here on the channel. Okay, so all right, so that's the supply zone. We get the rejection on lower time frame. I'm going short. All right, you see that there? Now, again, just because the market pulled back right here and took out this lower high right here, doesn't mean that I'm still not interested in taking shorts. Okay, but it pulls back and taps into the supply zone again. Now, this could be a second opportunity to go short, but again, like I talk about in many videos, this zone here was already tested based on when it pulled back right here the first time. It made a lower low, pull back to the zone again. Could we get rejection to go short again? Of course you could, but you just have to look for the confirmation and rejection on the lower time frame chart. But again, we run lower here, and then we get a directional shift where the market breaks above this high right here. So now we have moved from moving lower, breaking structure, and where we have supply zones resting at. Okay, now there could have been a supply zone right here. All right, had the market pulled back just as far to the supply zone and rejected it, and then we got the run to the downside. But in this case here, it broke above this previous lower high right here. All right, so we can just cancel that. Okay, but when we get this shift back to the upside, what takes out this high right here, and then we make a higher low right here. Okay, and then a new higher high where we're breaking structure right here. Now this is where we're moving to the upside, and we have supply. I mean, excuse me. I said supply. I meant demand, guys. Not supply, but where there could be a demand zone resting at, say in this area right here. I should have brought this line down a little lower, but it's okay. This would be aggressive buying right here. Just picture this as if you're marking and you're looking at the flow and the structure of the market on your higher base chart before you. And then when you start marking your zones, getting ready to move down to your lower time frame to look for the setup. All right. But anyways, we broke structure right here, broke this high right here. Demand zone. We get the projection, look at the lower time frame. What are we going to do? We're going to get into the trade when we get the confirmation with the rejection off the lower time frame or lower base chart. We got rejection here. We're going long. Break structure right here where it makes what? It takes out it takes out this high right here. This previous high right here. Now we ran it and made a new high. Broke structure. So could there be some demand resting right here if the market came back to, say, this area right here? Of course. If we pull it back right here and got rejection, okay, off the lower time frame chart, then we can look to go long too. But look what unfolded right here. I'm going to show you this. All right. It turns back around and we took out this previous higher low. Okay. Does that mean that we're going to start just moving and blasting to the downside? No. Because the market can retrace deep just to turn back around and break structure back to the upside, which in this case here it did. And this is just basically in reverse of what I showed you over here. So when the market pushed up here and made a new high, pulled back, broke here, made a low, okay? So it retraced pretty deep. And then it ran back to the upside and broke structure right here. So we got another structure break, okay? Let me just draw that too, because we got another structure break right here. Would this be an area, again, of demand? Yes, we'll mark demand there, okay? If there is demand zone resting right here. So if the market comes back here and rejects this area, again, taps into the zone at the higher time frame, and we look down the lower time frame, and we notice that there's the setup to where we've got a demand zone created where the market is shifted back to the upside. So I'm looking for a step-by-step series of things to unfold, which I talk about in many videos. So please take some time to watch the videos in reference to the full-on strategy. But anyways, the market pulls back to the zone here. Could we be looking for an opportunity to go long, okay, when we scale down to the lower time frame? Of course, all right, because this is a demand zone. Aggressive buying to the upside pulls back to the demand on the higher time frame or higher base chart. We get the projection, we can go long. But pay close attention to what took place here. Did we reject? No. In this case here, if the market now takes out this low here, I'm going to be interested in looking for opportunities to go short, okay? Because the same thing that happened right here is in reverse of what happened right here. Where the market pulled back deep, took out this high right here, ran lower, and then came back and took out this high here. That's a sign of reversal of what's going to take place when the market is turning back around to move back the opposite direction. In this case here, it ran lower, took out this prior low here, broke structure to the upside. We can look for rejection here if we get it. If we don't, and it breaks this low here, okay, where we trace deeper, then I would be less interested in saying, okay, what's the market going to do now? Is it going to start shifting and making lower lows and lower highs again? So we got a trend reversal here, back to the upside. After moving down, now it looks like it's going to start trending or start having a reversal setup to go back down to the downside. So these are things you want to look for when trying to determine, first of all, structure, meaning which way is the market moving, to determine how you're going to trade accordingly. So just keep that in mind and study this diagram here. This is how I depict the market. This is how I, understand, or how I determine, how I'm going to trade, which direction, things of that nature. And this is what I use to help me understand, am I going to go short? Am I going to go long? But first of all, I'm depicting what's going on my higher time frame. Higher time frame charts, higher base charts are very important when in trading, and market structure and price action are king when it comes to trading. So you have to understand and determine the overall direction of the market to determine which way you're going to trade. I see this right here unfolding when we're breaking back to the upside. I'm looking for longs. I see where we're breaking structure back to the downside here. I'm looking for shorts. So understand that and study that as well. So now let's go over to the charts, because I want to show you, just looking at using the candles, the structure and which way, as an example, which way you should be trading. So right now, this was a bearish trend to the downside, so you would be looking for shorts. This was a bullish trend with a reversal back to the upside, start trending to the upside here. So this is a bullish trend or bullish directional shift to the upside. So you should be looking for long opportunities back at key areas of demand. So let's move down now to the candle chart. So if we look at the higher time frame chart, okay, let's just do this. We can see the market doing what? Making higher highs, slightly breaking up here to the upside, higher high, lows, breaking up. You can see what it's doing. You can follow the direction, just kind of draw it out. You have to visually see this stuff, and the more you spend time in charts, the better you're going to get at being able to see structural breaks and reversals in the market. But as you can see here, again, I showed you we're making, moving to the upside here. At what point will we be looking for, is there a shift in direction of the market? Well, when the market breaks below this area right here, then we get a directional shift in the market where there's a trend reversal setting up, okay? Breaking through this major low right here. There's a major low right here, followed by this high, higher low, and higher high. There's a major low right here. If it breaks this area here below 18,000, then this is where you can start to see and start to notice where there's a shift in the market possibly that could take place to the downside, all right? So this was on the 22nd going into the 23rd, I believe. Yeah. So where we were once moving to the upside, okay? And, just continuous breaker structures to the upside, higher highs, higher lows. So think of it like that, okay? And then we take out 18,000 below. Then we broke a major area or low right there structure, all right? And when it does that, okay, once it does that, then you can start looking for opportunities to do what? To potentially go short, okay? But you have to pay close attention even on pullback. So if the market is breaking, this major area structure right here, gives us a directional shift in the market, starts to push higher and start to take out, levels above. So it's breaking up, making higher highs and higher lows. And then we have this untapped area right here where there's a supply zone. All right. Now, would you take this right off the bat to look to go short? I wouldn't, because you have support resting right below. Now, if the market rejects this zone right here, let's draw this zone. Okay. And then we break below this area here. We break through a level. And then I'm looking to say, okay, well, we have an area of demand resting right here and some areas of imbalances where the market needs to fill in. If we break this area, break to the downside, get a pullback, and then I notice on my lower time frame chart where we are, where we got the rejection, there's a demand zone there, and we get the rejection at the zone off the lower time frame, then I'm going to be interested in taking and going short. Why? Because structure has told me now we just have a trend reverse, a trend change in the market. Okay, where it was up, now it's broken major low. So I should be looking for opportunities to go short, even though we are making these making these higher highs and higher lows back to the upside. We really haven't broke through any major area structure back to the upside. So in that case, there I would be interested in entertaining this supply zone here to go short only if we start to break levels down to the downside. Maybe a little complicated, but you have to understand what to look for when it comes to structure on the chart and and how to trade, again, according to. So we're tapped back into this zone right here, and then we start to break this area here back to the downside. Again, I'm going to move down to my lower time frame chart, look for a setup to take the trade back down to possibly this area here where because there is support resting right here and possibly right here to fill in this imbalance resting here at 18,010. But I'm not going into the strategy full on just to show that. I'm going to let you know how to actually follow structure when it comes to the market and which way to trade, according to what's going on with this breaks of major areas of structure on the charts. Okay, so it breaks lower here, major structure break, look for opportunities to go short, because now the market is shifting to what? The downside. All right, broke here, pullback. What do you see happening take place here? This is a retracement, all right, back, pull back, and then it just turns back around and it breaks structure back down to the downside. You can see it right here, all right? And still, in mindset, I'm still looking for opportunities to do what? To go short, because now we just got another structure break to the downside. All right. And as long as it continues in that path of doing that, where it's breaking structures to the downside, say for example, if it does that, then we're continuously looking for, actually there's a break right here. That's the break where it closed right here, or not closed, but it wicked out this area below 945 and a half. That's a breaker structure. Low, lower, high, breaker structure. Okay. It makes a low, lower, high, breaker structure. All right. So let's mark this like this. I'm going to show you. You got to be able to study this stuff and practice it. Okay, lower high, lower low. Now, when the market breaks above this area here at 988, well, what's taking place then? Once we get that break above that area, then we got a trend reversal that's starting to form and take place. There's a new high here that formed. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Once we broke structure here, made a low, lower high, broke structure. Okay, broke the previous low here. We're still moving to the downside. Okay, low, lower high, lower low. When we break above this high right here, then there's a trend reversal that's taking place. Okay, again, it's starting to set up. When it breaks this high right here, all right, we get a reversal setting up. Now it makes a higher low, a new higher high there. Then you know that the market is pushing to the upside. All right, so when it does that, you should be looking for opportunities to do what? To go long, not short. Okay, because the higher time frame is showing us now it's broke structure back to the upside. I should be looking for opportunities to go long. Now this area in between, yes, the market ranged. It ranged like on the 25th and did some ranging on the the 26th and the 27th. So a lot of people have a hard time trading in when it's ranging. I don't know if it's going to continue pushing higher, and what should I be doing? Well, I just showed you the market had a trend reversal here where it's making higher highs and higher lows. So continue looking for pullbacks to key areas of demand and mark those on your higher time frame and trade accordingly on the lower time frame. As long as the market is breaking structure continuously to the upside, trade in the direction. Allow the higher time frame, a higher base chart, to tell you which way to trade and trade in that direction on your lower time frame. That's why I had zones marked off on my charts, and to where there are demand zones. Say for instance, like there was demand right here, there's demand right here, and then it pushed up and made a high and then a new high here, right? Okay, let's take a look here. Let's follow suit. Okay, pulls back, break structure. Okay, broke structure, made a new high right here. All right, so I'm looking, this is a pullback to a key area of demand. Then I just move down to my lower time frame to look for what? To look for opportunity on my lower time frame to get into a trade to go long. If I find opportunity here to go long, then I'm going to be interested in taking the market back up to this area up here to fill in the imbalances right here. But when the market came down here and broke 65, I think I talked about this last week, either Thursday or Friday. Once the market breaks below this area right here, now we just broke structure. Major area structure to the downside. When it does that, then I'm interested in looking for pullbacks to key areas of supply off the higher time frame, mark the zones, and then follow suit, moving down to a lower time frame, a lower base chart to look for short opportunities or entries. And you can see from there, it just kept breaking structure to the downside. Let's just follow suit with it. Here, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And that's why I have these supply zones marked to look for opportunities to continue short. Because on the higher time frame, that's all we did was keep pushing to the downside. Okay, now this is a pullback right here to where it broke above this high right here. But what did it do ultimately in the end? Making a new low. Still broke structure here, 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 and then it pulls back again. New low, lower high, broke structure again. We broke structure here again. So this is the reason why, as it's continued making this movement, squeeze it in a little bit. Okay, so we were bullish here, bullish trend, look for demand. Trend reversal to the downside, making lower lows and lower highs, breaking a major area or a major low. Trend reversal to the downside, bearish trend, look for supply zones to look for opportunities to go short. Okay, and as long as we're making movements where we're making new lows, breaking structure to the downside, continue following suit, looking for opportunities to go short. Now, if it breaks back above to where we get a trend reversal, where we break above a major high, okay, where there's a shift, where there's a trend reversal, and we start to trend back to the upside, then you're looking for again that trend reversal formation and the follow suit where there's bullish trend, higher highs, higher lows, pull back to key areas of demand. Then we're looking for opportunities to go long. So, again, we have these lower high, lower lows, okay? This is a major structure break if it breaks above here at 74, 75. Just say that, okay, 75. Low, lower high, low, lower high, lower, lower low. Breaks above this area here. This was a, you have to understand why, okay? All right, I talked about this in the diagram before. We made a low here, a lower high, lower low. When it broke back here, it pulled back and retraced deeper. It didn't, make it a lower high right here. It actually pulled back and broke above this high here. So when I saw that, I said, okay, that doesn't mean I'm looking for opportunities to go long. It just means that it tells me, are they going to try to play and set up a game plan, okay, a strategy to turn back around and push higher? Well, they made this slightly higher high here above this high right here, run it, broke structure to the downside. Okay, at this point, I'm still looking for shorts until they break it back above this area here at 74 or 75. So it turns back around or makes a low here, lower high. Okay, still looking for shorts until they break above this area right here. When they break above 75, then I'm interested in going long. And from that point, what did the market do? It just ran to the upside and has been doing that since. Right now, we're moving sideways. Today is, a really choppy day. So be very careful in trading because we are still ranging. But in looking at looking at the market, and looking at this, I would say that we're still bullish opportunity. And you can see what it's doing here. It's trying to approach this area here. It looks like it's just a few points off the higher time frame. And, it could bounce off this area of demand right here. That's aggressive buying. Pull back here, just a blast to the upside. So this was where the trend reversal took place after it broke above 75. When it broke above that area there, you just start looking for opportunities to mark as far as demand zones on your higher time frame is what I do. But again, this is how I do it. My perception of structure and how I see it and how I trade accordingly in regards to the strategy and how I trade on the daily. So I just want to show you that as far as from my visual standpoint, how I'm reading the market and what I'm looking for, what I'm looking at, and how things unfold to me visually. But that's all I want to share with you guys today. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. If you're interested in joining the Discord, find the link down in the description portion of the video below. If you're interested in becoming an elite member, that link is right below the Discord link. So the Discord's free. The elite membership is just basically a tier-based program through YouTube where you get back kickbacks in regards to perks and rewards for basically supporting me as a content creator and providing all this valuable content, all this information, okay, surrounding basically just how I trade. I'm not telling and pushing anyone in the direction to trade like I do. I'm just sharing with you through experience, through my years of experience, and how I trade on a daily and how I am a successful and profitable trader. But it's up to you to make that choice if you want to kind of do your own research and understand more about supply and demand and possibly trade it the way I do. We have tons of individuals who are part of the community that have learned or understand how I trade, and they're profiting. They're making money now. They took time to study the videos, and lots of them are. And I want to go ahead and say thank you to all you guys out there that are elite channel supporters. There's a great deal or a great amount of you guys. I appreciate it, and I'm sure you guys are finding value in the content because you definitely leave in the private content. For those that are the elite members or sign up for the elite membership, I'm sure you found value in the content because you're always leaving positive comments, and I appreciate that on the Discord or sending a positive comment on the YouTube channel. But again, if you're interested in becoming an elite member, that link is right below the Discord link in the description portion of the video, or you can click on the join button. There'll be 2 tiers that pop up. Make sure you choose the one that says elite channel supporter. All right. That way you receive the trade breakdowns. That's what you receive. I meant to say that. What do you get for becoming an elite member? You receive the trade breakdowns where I go into detail about trades. I mean, I really go in depth and walk you through step by step the process of what I was thinking in my mindset, from my mindset of what I was looking at prior to taking the trade, lead up to the trade, stop losses, where I placed my stop at, and there's trades that I've taken, same trades I posted over in the Discord, but I go into detail about for those who are elite members. But outside of that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. If you're not a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead, click on the sub button. Make sure to turn on all your post notifications as well so you never miss one of the uploads. And last but not least, please drop a like on the video. I'll see everyone in the next one. Take care and have a safe trading day.